I didn't recognize him at the reunion. Part 2. This man who looked like he was peering into my soul with a foggy yet oddly, serenely focused gaze was the skinny boy I had bullied? I felt more than awkward, awful even. Seeing him right in front of me, that blank stare, it was both intimidating and reminded me of all the times. He had done the same exact thing, like when I had shoved his bike into a ditch and he looked at me, didn't yell or rage, just looked. He was still as unflappable as ever. And now it was more intimidating than it had been when he was young. "Bryce," I began, trying to not sound as awkward as I felt. "It's good to see you again." "I mean it." A pause. He raised his eyebrow. Now that his hair isn't long and shaggy and his face has matured, he has become rather handsome in a stern, straight-laced way. I could tell he didn't believe a word I said. But like he was humoring a child, he just tilted his head in a slow, shallow decline and hummed. "And you as well." He spoke. His voice still had that familiar nasal tone, but now it was deep and rich. I tried to keep the conversation moving, as if I knew that even for a second, it would stagnate and become too strange. "You look well. How have you been?" "What do you do?" I felt oddly desperate. I keep telling myself that it is my guilt that makes me keep trying to talk more. "I've been fine." His tone is clipped. Not rigid in a callous manner, but inflexible and terse. Straight to the point. Still didn't like talking much after all these years, it seems. "I joined the Marines," he explained. "I'm sergeant now." He says matter-of-factly, "That's impressive." I say. I barely hear myself. I'm too busy internally kicking myself. Over my past, over this train wreck of a conversation. Over everything. "And what about you?" Bryce suddenly asks. It's the first time he's shown intonation in the conversation at all. Holt speaks up, slinging an arm around my shoulders. "Sydney here sells fancy wedding dresses in the city. Impressive, right?" How was I supposed to say that Holt is actually wrong? That I had lost my job when the company went under after the owner was taken to prison for fraud and stealing from the company? That I was currently between jobs? I felt like a loser in that moment. My entire life was a train wreck. I decided not to say anything. No use in embarrassing myself. More people begin to enter the home. The final nail in the coffin came when Elliot finally showed up, looking as charming as ever with that dimpled smile, except he was holding a baby with his same exact smile and a woman behind. Him had a ring on her finger.